morning, everyone, or good afternoon, depending on where you're joining us from. Please send a message through the chat box saying where you're connecting from. I'm here in Madrid from Ada Insights, and Alexandre, you're in Paris, right?
Yes, I know. I am in Montpellier, in south of France.
Okay, so please let us know where you're connecting from in the chat box, and you'll see a different box in the toolbar below the screen, the Q&A box. That's for the questions. Remember, you can send your questions for Alexandra during the session through the Q&A box, and after the session as well, you can write us a message, an email, and we'll put you in touch. Today we have the presentation of Deepbloo, Energy Tender Simplified. It's a platform to make it easier for everyone to find the right tender for you, and also to find partners, the right partners for you, for those tenders. And to explain how it works, we have today Alexandre Didmont, the CEO from Deepbloo. Alexander, would you like to say hello, introduce a little bit of yourself, and also to start your presentation about the platform, please?
Yes. Hello, everybody. So my name is Alexandre Guillemot. So I am the CEO of Deepbloo. So first, thanks to Ada Insights for giving me the possibility to present today the platform Deepbloo. So myself, I've been working 14 years in the energy sector, working in companies like Alstom or GE, and so I am just 1 second. Okay, here you go. And working, and I've been setting up Deepbloo for 1.5 years. So the last 1.5 years, we have developed the full business solution of Deepbloo, and we have created the very first community of energy professionals. So I'm going to start the presentation to show you how it works exactly, trying to be very specific. So what is Deepbloo? So Deepbloo is today a platform which gathers more than 2,500 professionals in the energy sector, coming from various type of companies like EPCs, manufacturer, consulting company, but we've got as well business associations. So we feature on the platform business opportunity related to the energy sector, with more than 50,000 live opportunities currently at any time on the platform that we collect from more than 40,000 sources. The objective of Deepbloo is 3 main objectives. The very first one is how to enable our the organization and users to capture business. So it means that we give access to an interface of tenders and requests for quotation and business opportunity directly on the Deepbloo platform. And we enable people to build their own pipeline of opportunities. The second key objective is to enable the company to find partners. So it means that on any tenders that we're going to display, we're going to propose a mapping player to understand the environment and who could be the potential partner to bid with, or to use as subcontractor or consortium partner, or it could be direct channel. And the third main objective is to enable the user on Deepbloo and the organization to be visible. That means that to appear themselves as a potential player on any tender which is relevant to them, but as well to be able to create events, make promotion of the product, of the brand, and of the company. So that's basically the key objective. Now, if I go into the details, the presentation is made with a lot of screenshots of the platform to make it easier to understand. So when you go on the business solution, you have an interface very easy with business opportunities and tenders that we capture. We have captured more than 200,000 business opportunities related to energy in the last 9 months. You just have to type on the search bar, and you will find you will find all the tenders corresponding to your criteria. You can use extensive filters, like if you want to have all the tenders published during the day or from a specific customer, you will be able to find them. And we do manage synonyms as well. If you're a company, for example, working in microgrid, you just have to type microgrid, but you will find as well relevant tender for nanogrid, but as well for mini grid, for microgrid. When you have a relevant tender, you just click on the tender and you will find a lot of information. The name of the tender, the country, the description of the tender, but as well the bid deadline, all the link to the tender information, the tender documentation I was issued, but at least, and as well the list of contract award for the same country in the same market segment. So if there is an interesting tender for you, you will be able to see all the contract awards for exactly the same segment market and same country. What is interesting as well is what we do is we scan any tender and we identify what is written. If I take an example, if there is a tender for consulting in microgrid and let's say solar PV and energy storage in remote areas, our system will understand that we are talking about microgrid, batteries, access to energy, and consulting. It means that it's very important for what's gonna follow. If you are interested by, let's say, batteries, and you want to create your pipeline of opportunities, that means that any tender which will, this tender in particular, because it's tagged as batteries, will appear automatically on your pipeline of opportunities. Then on any tender, there is a second thing that we do, not only providing information on the tender itself, but we try to build a mapping of the players. So all the companies which are at least one market segment in common with the tender which is displayed will appear on the graph. The higher is the number of market segments in common with a tender, the higher is going to be ranked the company, which is quite normal. And a company which has a local presence in the country of the tender will appear on the right of the graph, because we know how important is that to find a partner which has a local presence where the tender is located. So that's going to be highlighted on the right side of the graph. That means that you click on a tender, you have all the information on the tender, you have the graph with all the potential players, just click on the bubble and you will find all the users who are working in this organization, and in a simple click, you can contact them directly to try to see if you could partner with them as a direct channel, subcontractor, consortium partner, whatever the way you want to try to work with them. The third feature, and it's an important feature, is the possibility for you to build a pipeline of opportunity. How does that work? When you create your profile, any professional will say, I'm interested by such segment market segment, and I am interested as well in this area. For example, if you are interested by batteries or transmission line, for example, in Southern Africa, you put that in your profile. When you log on the Business Plus interface, any tender which will be relevant for transmission line in Southern Africa will be automatically added to your pipeline of opportunities. And because we update our system every morning at 6 o'clock in the morning, so every morning we scan the 40,000 sources we have. So it means that any tender that will correspond to a transmission line opportunities in Southern Africa will be automatically added in your pipeline of opportunities. Once you have that, you are able to manage this. That means that you are able to archive opportunities, to delete opportunities, to put them in some categories, to notify your colleagues, to put some comments. So you can to download the file under Excel if you make the request. So you can really manage fully your pipeline based on your own criteria. You can choose among more than 450 segment market names. So you have a huge choice. And again, because our algorithm is reading any tender, if there is a word like HV cable or overhead line, we will understand that it's something which is relevant for transmission line, and this one will be added as well to your pipeline of opportunities. In a nutshell, that's a summary of what we do in terms of business intelligence. So it means that on top of providing access to tender information, we do four main things. The very first things that we have already talked about that is to be able to give you the mapping of potential players on each tender. I think I've already explained that. The second thing which is important is if there are very specific keywords which are relevant for your business, you can give it to us. We're gonna add them in our algorithm, and our algorithm will run every morning with a keyword that you have specified. So if you are working in fault location, you are working in outage management, so very specific domain fields, give us your keywords, we will add them. That's very powerful because it means that on very specific terminologies that you have chosen, every morning we will scan 40,000 sources. If only one single has the keywords you have given to us, it will appear on your pipeline. The third thing we do is to be able to show you which are the organizations which are winning, which are awarded with contract in the same country for the same market segment. And the fourth thing that we do, because we have captured more than 200,000 business opportunities, we have a large set of data, and we are able to do a lot of things with that. So we could perfectly tell you what are the top 10 customers for energy storage right now worldwide. We could tell you what are, for example, the country in Africa where there are the more solar projects currently. So stats like that could be done for you on demand. Then so we have said that access to business opportunities, understand your partners and be able to manage them. Third thing was business intelligence, and now it's how you can be visible on the platform. So I think it's a key feature. All what I'm presenting right now, it's free. So for the part to be visible. So what is important for you is as long as you register on Deepbloo, if you tell, when you register on Deepbloo, you tell in which market segment you are interested in, for which geographical area and which organization you work. As long as there will be a tender matching your criteria, your organization will appear for everybody as a potential player. It will appear in red. So because we have already customers, when they will check on a tender, they will see your company as a potential player. The second thing is you have the possibility to create events. So events is a very large meaning. It could be a product promotion, roadshow, technical days, whatever. So everybody will be able to see it. And another way is to create your own group, a private group that you will gonna brand to your name, when you can put your product catalog, your price list, and you can invite your partners to consult directly your groups. Aside from the business solution, there are many other features. So you can manage your profile, you can have access of a large network of professionals, there is a job path, you can manage your events, and you can, for sure, you are releasing a new product, a new feature, just put it on the live feed, everybody will see it. That's for the way it works, because I'm anticipating some question on that, because I know that's an important part. But what we do is a large part of the platform is free. You want to access to the full network of company, you want to create events, you want to create publication, promote your products, invite colleagues, all this is free. After, we have what we call a premium membership for everything which is access to the interface of tenders. Possibility to see the tenders, to notify your colleagues, to see the contract awards, and so on. And after, we've got a third membership, which is on a yearly base only, which is a business plus, is everything what we have said before. And on top of this, you have as well the possibility to have your own pipeline of opportunities. You can as well give us all the keywords you would like us to add in your algorithm in order to capture relevant tender on your pipeline. And we can give you as well on demand a full customized dashboard and statistics. So that's the three membership. Um, So today is just to give you, I've put this slide to show you on the left the customer, sum of customer we have now on Deepbloo, to show you the variety of customers. So it goes from the very large corporation doing turnkey, huge turnkey project like Larsen and Toubro or General Electric, to business association like Alliance for Rural Electrification, to pure manufacturer like Arteche, to consulting companies. It's small companies, for example, IC Expertise and Conseil in France. So everybody goes there for different. So there are people who want to address directly projects. So they want to see directly the tenders they will bid for. But as well, there are companies who are not be able to tender directly, but they want to know who's going to bid. And to do that, they go on the tenders, they see the map of potential players, and on top of that, they are able to see who has been awarded. That's the full architecture. I'm not going to spend time on that now, and I will switch directly to for 2 or 3 minutes to the demo platform. I need to stop sharing. Oh, okay, and I'm not partage écran.
In the meanwhile, please remember you can send your questions about the platform or Deepbloo in general to Alexandra through the Q&A box in the toolbar of the screen.
Okay, it's very very quick to show you that that's real, in fact. So the platform is like that. So you've got a live feed with a professional. You've got all the network of professionals that you can sort out by industry, by type of organization, market segment, so on. You've got a full description of the business solution to understand all the possibility you have. And now I'm going to go on what is the most interesting is an interface of a request for quotation. So it's like that. Now we've got 216,000 opportunities which have been captured. So I go there and, for example, I'm just to change a bit. I say I'm interested by all the tender which are more than 1 week before expiring. So I've still some time to answer to them. For example, in India, and I'm just putting substation. So again, with a synonym, you will understand that it's the same that switchyard, it's the same that air substation, it's the same that turnkey substation. You will understand that. Then you click and you arrive on a tender. Here, it will give you the deadline. It will give you the link to the tender documentation. So if I click on that, it will download the document. Is here like that. It will give you the full description of the tender like that. And here, if I click here, it will give you, there are 41 contracts which have been awarded in India with a segment market in substation. That will give you the full information. If you go down, you will see the contact mail of the end user, the phone, and a small map with a few players interesting for substation. That's for the interface of the tender. If you click on the business button, that's gonna load an interface, which is like that. In my example, I'm interested for off-grid, microgrid, bioenergy, microhydro, hybrid for some of the region. And that builds a pipeline like that. So for example, now if I say, and that is updated every day. Let's make an example. What I am interested in today is just the off-grid. So in that case, you will select only the off-grid, and then you go a bit to say, I'm not gonna pick up absolutely all the region of Africa. For example, I'm interested only in Africa Southern. Just an example. Okay. And then you will have, and you can as well filter by bid deadline and so on. But here, if you click on that, you will again go to the tender. The last thing I'm going to present before questions is just a last tab with a stat on dashboard, which was like that. So we build instant dashboard. You just have to tell us what you are looking for in terms of geographical areas, in terms of segment market, and we are able to build for you tables, which are great insight, I guess, for your marketing and strategy departments. I'm done with the presentation. I'm ready to answer to the questions.
Okay, thank you so much, Alexander. I'm really fascinated about the stats because that's something I'm really into it. The stats that the platform is creating is not only for the tenders, but it gives you insights. So I may have a look to give some insights to our audience in the future about the markets that are growing in terms of tenders in solar mostly. So we have a couple of questions. If you want to stop sharing the screen, so as we can see you better, thank you. The first question is from Abul Magd. He says, "Hi, Alexandre. Does this platform act as a cluster organization?"
Sorry, say again. Act as a?
As a cluster organization, a cluster, a group of different organizations.
No. We are a standalone company. So Deepbloo, and we have our office here in Montpellier. And no, it's not a cluster. It's a young and small company called Deepbloo.
Okay. And Jessica, category buyer from IKEA, she says, how do you deal with confidentiality issues since you show contract awards, etc.?
Okay. For confidentiality, so we are compliant with GDPR, General Data Protection Regulation. So when you go on the platform, you have to consent to all the information you're going to provide on the platform. What we publish is only information which has been provided directly by the user who has put his data himself. And all the information such as contract awards, because it was in the question, are public. So it means that there is no disclosing of any confidential information. We grab it because it was made public by the organization we grab it from.
Deepbloo is making it easier to find that information in the
Yes.
huge noise of the tenders and different publications in different platforms.
Because we grab from 40,000 different sources. So if, for example, you want to know a transmission line project, very specific, then we help a lot of people to capture this information.
Okay, much clearer. And I have my own questions because something I really worry about when I go to a new platform or software is this how it is, or will this improve with the years and years? How I need how I need it to be developed. I mean, are your clients giving you feedback about what they like and what they don't like about the platform, and how do you listen to them? Is it easy to implement what they are asking for?
Yes. So we have a developer team in-house. So we do the development by ourselves. So it's not subcontracted. So we have the full control of this. So the first part of the question is we keep evolving every day. So last week we developed the contract award function, and next week on the roadmap of evolution, we will be able to do the mail notification. Each time there will be a set of tender corresponding to the criteria of our user. He will not receive an email every time there is a tender because he will keep receiving mail all day long, but we'll do a digest of that. Next evolution will be to be able to present on dashboard and graph all the business relevant for him. So we keep making evolution, and we use our first customers to do that, in fact, because they keep telling us, Alex, I would like that, I would like this. And because we are very flexible, because we are a standalone organization, we're able to do exactly what people request. And the third part is we keep, it's very easy to customize. Give us your keywords, tell us which stat and dashboard do you want, choose your own market segment, and you will have exactly what you want.
Okay, thank you. That's a good point about the small businesses, that you can directly get in touch with the person who can fix your problems.
Yes.
The face-to-face is much easier and so on. We have a question from James Irving from Shell. He's asking, who are your main competitors? I guess the main point of the question is not only who, but what's different among Deepbloo and those competitors. I can answer one of the parts because I already tried the platform, and I must say it's pretty similar to what other platforms are offering. The stats are a premium service, but it's more advantageous the price of Deepbloo compared to many of the platforms I've seen out there. I don't know if you found other differences in the
Yes, in
product.
fact, there are two type of competitors, I would say. The platform which are providing access to tenders, purely access to tenders. So there are other opportunities, but they are more expensive normally because we have a very fair price on that, and we have a very large offer. And then you have a second type of competitors, which are business intelligence platform, like Compass, for example, where you want to find information on companies. And we are very good at doing that because, in fact, we capture the information that provided by the users themselves. So in fact, Deepbloo is a mix between business intelligence and providing access to tenders. So you have it's an all-in-one platform. In the same platform, you've got the two functions at a very competitive price.
Okay. And you mentioned that there are different clients you already have. It works both for associations and for big companies, but do you have like a target kind of company that would take more advantage of the platform, or does it really works for everyone because of the personalization, the tailorization of the
Yes.
boxes?
I would say the company would be most interested by that would be a small mid-sized company who doesn't have a strong sales department, so who cannot be on the field in all countries because that's too expensive to do that, and who has a very clear strategy to develop their business in countries they don't know. If you want to use Deepbloo on your own market that you know perfectly, that's not going to help you. I mean, if you are a Nigerian company and you want to use Deepbloo to see what's going on in Nigeria, I don't believe it's very good for you. So if you do that, it's not a good sign. But if you are a Nigerian company, or if you are a French company or an Indian company and you want to capture new business in Eastern Africa, that powerful because that will gonna save you a lot of time. You will see what are the tenders, who are the potential player, who is winning some contracts there, what are the stats of the market. So in all-in-one platform, you will have also. So to answer your question, mid-sized company for sales, marketing, and strategy department who want to develop in markets that don't really know.
Okay. And one last question from Christophe, Sales Manager Energy Transmission at Engie Tractable in Belgium. He's asking, is there a functionality in Deepbloo which provide me the tenders for which my company would be the preferable bidder? For example, based on the data in the business profile, references, expertise, does the platform recommend you to join a specific bid because your expertise is much better than for any other tender?
No, the thing what we do is we match where the scope of work of the tenders. We analyze what there is in the scope of the work of the tender. We analyze what is the business knowledge and the business interest of the user of NG, for instance, in that example. And when there is a correlation, we match the two of them. And then after, what we do is, if it is in the same region, if there is a tender matching in the market segment, and the user say, I'm interested to do business in India, or my region is Western Africa. If the tender is in Western Africa, automatically it will match. This means that automatically it will be added in its pipeline.
Yeah, maybe a score plan for the pipeline would fit what Christoph is asking for.
Yes.
That's a very good idea, actually.
Yes, and we can customize. I mean, we have a lot of people asking a question like that, and we take 1 month, we make the development, and when the development is ready, we show that to them. So I'm ready to do that for Christophe. So if he wants to drop me a line after the call, I can go a bit further and we can try to do something very specific for them. I have no
Yeah.
issue with that.
Okay, yes, we'll send you the recording, the presentation with Alexandra's email address and contact details. Remember to register at for Deepbloo. Remember it's free the networking at platform.deepbloo.com. And next week we'll have another showcase in English in atainsights.com. This showcase is coming to an end. Alexandra, do you want to say some parting words for the audience?
Thank you for having listened to me, and I'm at your disposal. So we are very open-minded. So if there is any specific thing you would like, just send me a mail, and I will call you back.
Thank you so much. See you very soon.
Thank you.
Bye.
Bye bye.